Good morning from the Union County Fair here in Marysville, Ohio. Jasmine Arnold here with Ashley Daly. Or what's your last name?
It's Daly.
Daly.
It's
oh,
Daly.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
You didn't change your name. Okay. So
Technically, I guess it should be Shell, but I have not changed my last name. And we've had this conversation a couple of times, actually just within the office. Professionally, I'll always be a Daly.
you are.
You know,
You're always a Daly to me.
It won't change, so I'm completely okay with it. But anyway, Jasmine, we have a small card.
We
here
have a
today.
very small card today. So we have only 6 races on tap today. You know, there's a couple 2-year-old races, there's a couple 3-year-old races, and then we round out with the 3-year-old filly pace. So we have an exciting card, but small card.
Say we are finally getting to the point of the season where our cards are going to start being smaller.
Yes,
there for a minute. And we had, which Lebanon is Lebanon. It's a nice track. We had 18. Wilmington we had 32 in the whole day.
Right.
Oh my gosh, it was just crazy. But now because we've got multiple fairs going,
Multiple
on the same
fairs.
day,
Yeah, we have Buckeye Sire Stakes and stuff like that. And I had done some interviews with quite a few trainers today, which I appreciate them 10 tons. And there's quite a few horses that they opted to go to the Buckeye with instead of coming to the fairs. So
Right.
we'll have those changing tracks as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And so we're really in the thick of it. And that's why we're seeing some smaller cards. Like you said, only 6 here today. We do not have any betting trackside here. So we might roll right on through them.
Yeah, I think I heard earlier that every 15 minutes we're going to run a race. So the guys will have, or the horsemen will have a little bit of time to go ahead and warm up after each race. After the third, there is going to be a water truck and a drag, I believe I had heard.
And I say they have it planned out, so I appreciate
Yeah.
I appreciate that. This is a small fairgrounds. We do have just a few people that train here year round. The Levans used to be here. This used to be, their mainstay, but they have the last, I want to say maybe 2 or 3 years ago now, they're still in the area, of course, but have a home track. And so not too many horses are on this track every single day, but we should be nice enough.
It looks really good. I
It
mean,
does look good.
the first turn is Marysville first turn. I've driven here a couple times, and that first turn's a little wicked, but hey, it's county fair, right?
Have you ever driven at the Rock?
I
Talk
haven't.
about first turn.
No, I haven't. I know I heard you guys talking about it earlier. I haven't, and I don't know if I want to.
Right.
It's it's like a pin turn, they said. I don't know. It's a lot. All right, so 2-year-old filly trotters, first division total purse of $14,000. Let's go to the post parade, and then we'll talk about them.
Here are the horses on the track for the first race. 2-year-old filly trot, purse of $7,218. One is Tango L with Hank Levan. 2, Little Queenie, Ronnie Gillespie drives. 3, Hush Don't Tell, make the driver Christopher Beaver. 4, Mystical Rita with Jack Franklin. 5, BV's Mission, Brady Clemens. And the 6, What Speed Limit, driver change, Tyler Rush in the sulky. That's the field for the first race. We've got Christopher Beaver on 3, Tyler Rush on 6.
Chris Beaver on the 3, Tyler Rush on the 6. I'm going to start out with the 1, Tango L. So Hank Levan sends this 2-year-old Ready for Money filly out. She's had 7 starts this year. She started out at Circleville, which was one of our first fairs here in Ohio. Hank had told me she is starting to come into herself. She is a little hot on the racetrack, but she does like to work. So I'm excited to see what Hank and family can do.
We say LOL, lots of Levans.
Yes.
But anyway, moving on to horse 2, it's Little Queenie. Ron Gillespie trains and drives this 2-year-old filly by What the Hell out of ATC Queenie, a triumphant caviar mare owned by Tris Soulsby and Richard, I believe it's Schott, of Delray Beach, Florida. Only one lifetime start for this filly, and that was at Oak Harbor. She ended up taking the pocket trip and finishing second in 2:06 and 3.
The 3, Hush Don't Tell. Chris Beaver sends this horse out for himself and Anastasia from Chicago. Chris Beaver is going to drive this Lather Up filly here, which that's kind of funny because Lather Up's a pacer. So
If I remember correctly, we actually featured this filly in
Did
the
you really?
freshman focus because she's pacing bred.
right.
But I can't remember. It's been so many months ago now. I'm like trying to rack my brain. But anyway, please continue.
So I had talked to one of Chris's, I would say second trainer, if you will. He said this filly had a little bit of soreness issues. She had popped a curb. Little over a month ago, they had went ahead and fixed that, but she is much better now. She raced great last time, and the more she races, the better that she's going to get. So she had made a couple miscues at the fairs there. She did qualify with Chris in the race bike.
We are
So-
we are moving, so we'll move right along. Jack Franklin in the bike for my mom, actually. Kim Daly owns Mystical Rita. First lifetime start. We hope that she stays trotting. Brady Clemens on the 5, BV's Mission for Eric Nesselrode. And the 6, Tyler Rush now listed for Ronstack. What speed limit? A field of 6. Here's Ayers Ratliff for the call of the first division of 2-year-old filly trotters.
They're off into trotting, and it's Tango L along the inside looking for and taking the lead. Little Queenie is there in second and early third. What speed limit? Hush Don't Tell is there in fourth. Over there fifth is Mystical Rita in the trailer. That's BV's Mission. So they straighten away and trot on up the backstretch where Little Queenie has trotted up to get the lead. Tango L is there in second. Over there third. What speed limit? In their fourth, Hush Don't Tell. Then we have Mystical Rita and BV's Mission opening quarter 31 and 2. Around the turn they go, and out there with the lead, Ronnie Gillespie's got Little Queenie. Off stride at the back, BV's Mission. In their second is Tango L. Off stride then went Mystical Rita as they now straighten away and come down here in front of the stands. And the leader is Little Queenie in their second, Tango L. What speed limit is there in third? Hush Don't Tell is fourth. Further back, BV's Mission and Mystical Rita. They went by the half in 1:03 and on into the turn they go. The leader, Little Queenie. The Queenie has them out there a length and a half. Tango L is still there second. Trotting in third is What Speed Limit. Then it's Hush Don't Tell with BV's Mission and Mystical Rita. Up the backside and onto 3/4. Little Queenie still the one. In their second, Tango L. What Speed Limit is third. Over there to be fourth is Hush Don't Tell with BV's Mission. 3/4, 1:34 and 3 as they trot this final turn. Now popping the pocket, Tango L is coming up and after Little Queenie. They swing and wing to the top of the stretch. Little Queenie turns with a diminishing lead. Tango L is on the outside. Little Queenie is answering the challenge. Tango L still coming. Little Queenie, Tango L, Little Queenie, not so little today. Tango L finishing second, and What Speed Limit was third. Time of the mile, 2:04, 4/5.
2:04 and 4/5 for the first race here at Union County Fair. Little Queenie, she looks just like her mom. I'm not sure if you remember her, Ashley, but there's Trish. Awesome. So Trish is, I would not expect her not to be here. Super exciting for that homebred filly, but ACT Queenie is her mother, and she looks just like her.
I remember the name, but I can't remember this mare racing.
Oh, she
So
was
do
one
you-
of my favorites. Yeah. she wasn't very big, but she was awfully mighty. And yeah, she was one of my favorites to watch at the track, and she was so cool.
It's a new lifetime. Well, she established a lifetime mark,
Yes,
but her
yes.
last mile did go in 2:06 and 3 up there at Oak Harbor. So we knocked almost 2 full seconds off. She looked nice. I'm gonna be honest here. I was trying to watch my mom's horse in the back.
Yeah,
And so
no, I understand.
I wasn't too privy what was happening on the front end there. Not a ton of movement though.
Yeah, no, not a ton of movement. Ronnie kind of Ronnie knew what he was doing. You know, they used to call Jeff the king of the fairs, and so Jeff's kind of handed the lines over here as of late. And you know, Ronnie's no fool.
Right, and he knows that he knows this horse best.
Yeah,
he's,
and
he's the one that's training him.
Training her, and she's doing very well. So it's awesome to see. You know, he trains, he drives, and he goes to the big tracks, and he does big things as well. So I've known Ronnie almost my whole life. So
Oh, have you?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's originally he's from Mississippi, but he came to Illinois for a ton of the fairs and you know some of the pari-mutuel tracks. So
you really just can't get away from him.
I can't.
Here's Ayers with the entrance into the winner's circle.
Bay Filly by What the Hill. Out of the good mare TC Queenie by Triumphant Caviar. On my Trish Soulsby and Richard Shout, Ronnie Gillespie trains and Ronnie Gillespie reigns. Time of the mile 2:04 and 4.
She's so well behaved in there.
Off to a good start. She adds quite a bit of money to her
Yes, she does.
bankroll here this afternoon because we don't have too many races, right? They're not splitting up, so this is a purse of $7,218.
Tango L was second, Little Queenie the winner, Hush Don't Tell fourth. Mystical Rita was sixth, BV's Mission fifth, What Speed Limit third. 2, 1, 4, 6, 5, 3 on the bottom, 31 and 2, 103, 134 and 3, 204 and 4.
That will do it for our first of just 6 races here for day 1 of the Union County Fair in Marysville. Up next is the one and only division of 2-year-old Colt Pacers. $13,860, a field of 6. Jasmine and I will introduce to you shortly.
At Ohio State's Galbraith Equine Center, our veterinary champions are here for your champions 24/7, 365 days a year, providing advanced specialty care for sports horses from all stages and disciplines. Our expert team of boarded surgeons and sports medicine and rehabilitation specialists, together with veterinary cardiologists, internal medicine, and ophthalmologists, make our hospital your best resource for all sports horse performance issues. The Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center's Galbraith Equine Hospital. Call us today at 614-292-6661.
When you need supplies for your horse, one name stands out: Big D's. Since 1976, Big D's Tack and Vet Supply has been the equine experts you can trust. Whatever your horse needs is available at Big D's Tack and Vet Supply. Visit the retail outlet in Streetsboro, Ohio, or order online at bigdweb.com for fast shipping. Most orders ship that day. Or call 1-800-321-2142. Big D's Tack and Vet Supply.
Midland Acres is proud to stand the prominent stallions, TCI, Long Tom, Ready for Money, Monty Mickey, Summa Cum Laude, and Bit of a Legend. With such great pedigree and speed in the stallion barn, Midland Acres will provide a diverse group of top yearlings in the sale ring for 2025. Visit us this fall at our consignments at the Blooded Horse Sale on August 26th, the Ohio Select Jug Sale on September 12th, and the Lexington Select Sale on September 29th through October 3rd. Let Midland Acres' experience in the industry lead you to the winner's circle.
I have it. Welcome back to race 2.
The Union County Fair, Marysville, Ohio. Ashley Daly and myself, Jasmine Arnold, we are going to introduce this solid 6 race card here today. On to race 2, 2-year-old Colt Pacers, a purse of $13,860. Let's start out with the 1. Another trainee from Hank Levan. Hank Levan is going to drive this 2-year-old Well Said Gelding out of a Yankee Cruiser mare. I had talked to Hank earlier, and he had told me This colt here struggled early. He's starting to figure things out. Hopefully, they continue to see improvements. So this horse here has been going to mainly the fair circuit. He was a $9,000 Buckeye Classic sale purchase. And the 2 will also be from the Hank Levan stable.
Our 2 is Fired Up Henry L. Louis Levan, now slated to drive. As Jasmine mentioned, this is another Hank Levan trainee. This is a gelding by Catch the Fire out of an Art Major mare owned by Levan Stables right down the road, Woodstock, Ohio. 7 lifetime starts, 2 wins, 2 seconds, and 1 third-place finish. Already has notched $12,000 on the bankroll this year. I'm assuming he came to the Levans through a private sale, originally bred by the Folk Stables. Most recently, App Osiris did have a win in 158, final quarter in 27. Should mention, though, he gave it a go. Didn't do half bad in the Ohio Sire Stakes up at Northfield. Ended up taking a little bit of a pocket trip early on, finishing 4th by just over 3 lengths. And the mile of Northfield went in 154 and 4.
That Fired Up Henry L is one of Hank's favorite horses. He's just very likable. And I did notice he is a 2-year-old Catch the Fire. They did turn them as warming up, so I enjoy seeing that guy there. Eric Nesselrode sends out the 3, Brady Clemens to drive. This was a $10,000 Buckeye Classic sale horse. He was second at, I believe that's Wellston?
Wellston, yep.
Yep, at Wellston Fair. Paced his mile in 2, 3, and 3. Finished second. I mean, you can't ask for much more for that guy.
Tyler Rush is going to be behind the lines of Go Pyromaniac. Ron Steck trains another Catch the Fire, but now out of a big bad John Mayer, Give No Lip. Steck, Stephen Jeffers, I believe we pronounce, of Delaware, and Mark Taggart of Columbus do own this gelding. He's only had 1 per start, did make a break behind the gate at Hilliard. However, before that at Delaware, qualified both weeks. Both those Tuesdays we have up at Delaware qualifiers. He was 3rd in both, timed the better mile, the second go in 2 minutes flat.
And I do have a little insight on Go Pyromaniac from Ron Steck's daughter, Parker. So let's go to the post parade and we'll talk about him in a second.
Here are the horses on the track for race 2. 2-year-old Colt Pacers, purse $13,860. 1 Charlie L, Hank Levan. 2 Fired Up Henry L, driver change, Louis Levan. Doc Levan on 2. 3 is Tsunami King and Brady Clemens. 4 is Go Pyromaniac, driver change to Tyler Rush. 5 still on the backside for St. Jude's with Tyler Lowe. And the 6, Carmen's Oh So Famous, Pierce Henry in the sulky. That is the field for race number 2. We have Louis Levan on 2, Tyler Rush on 4.
All right, back to the 4 here. I'm going to tell you a little bit of insight that I have found out. This is one of Parker's dads, so that would be Ron. One of his favorite fillies is her mother, so Give No Lip. She is probably one of the most promising babies that she has spit out. This horse is promising, still growing, still learning, and has a huge motor. The Buckeye is also in conversation for him later, and hopefully they can get him wrapped up and under control. The 5 is Robert Boggs, trainee, sending out for Tyler Loft to do the driving. This will be a first lifetime start for this 2-year-old well set out of a Blissful Hall mare. A $4,000 Buckeye Classic purchase, so good luck to all involved there.
Right out the fields, we have Carmen's Oh So Famous, Pierce Henry in the bike for Joe Paver. This is a 2-year-old colt by Western Fame out of a Mr. Weagle's mare, owned by Dennis Paver and Joe Paver, right here of Marysville. 3 lifetime starts, 2 have already been wins with an additional 2nd place finish. $6,900 in the bank for this colt already. Most recently at Oak Harbor, he did win by just under a length. He went in 158 and 4 there. Actually, his very first one was up there at Marion when the track was pretty wet, if
Yeah.
we remember. And still went his mile in 2:11.1. So he's figuring things out. Hopefully, the six hole. Do we score 6 wide? I'm about to open my Huffs guide.
I believe
I didn't even
so.
see. I think we score 6 wide.
Nope. The number 6 starts from the second tier.
Is a trailer.
Yep.
Yep.
So score 5 wide. The 6 will be a trailer behind any horse that he chooses. Right?
Technically, yeah, it
Yeah.
can be because he's the only trailer.
Right. So
Yeah.
if there was 7, he would have to go. If there was 7, the 6 and the 7 would be the trailer. The 6 would have to go behind the 1. The 7 could go 2 out if they choose.
So here is your housekeeping. Here's some notes if you would like to follow along with the program, of course. I say it every single time. Eventually everybody will know. Head on over to harnessracingohio.com. Those are free and available for you about an hour before every single post. We do try to monitor comments. I know somebody caught it the last fair I was at that I already can't remember where the heck. Maybe Washington Courthouse's last fair I was at. Say if you cannot find the program, if it's missing, please let us know. We are going to try to be on top of it for everybody.
It looks like they are turning on the backside to go ahead and meet up with the Mike Walkenberg starting gate, which I believe that was Mike in there earlier. Did you see?
I don't know. I would assume it's Mike.
Yeah,
But I don't know. We also have a card, of course, at Tiffin later tonight. Will he go straight to Tiffin or another team go there?
I'm probably going to say maybe there because there's Mount Vernon too.
Oh, it is Monday.
Yeah.
Every day seems the same to me. I don't. Good point. Good point. So there we go. As we're waiting for horses to head behind the gate. Of course, we only have 6 races here. Tiffin does go tonight at 6 p.m., but Mount Vernon is all day today. We have got 2 cards going. The Colts will go at 1 p.m., and the Fillies will go at 6 o'clock tonight. If you do not know where to find us, because we're having, of course, Facebook issues, something that is way out of our control, you can always go to the Ohio Harness Horsemen's YouTube page, and everything will be posted there. I know it's a little bit different, but thanks for everybody for just staying patient with us and as we figure things out as well. And the comments are available, and you can all talk with each other in the YouTube video as well.
Back up to Ayers for race 2.
Go Pyromaniac on a break. They're off into pacing, and fired up Henrielle is trying for the lead, losing stride Tsunami King as they move around the turn. And fired up Henrielle is on top in their second, Charlie L. It's a Carmen's Oh So Famous. They're in third for the back and forth. Tsunami King as they move into the backstretch. In there to be pacing next for St. Jude's and the trailer, Go Pyromaniac. As they continue on here, and Doc Levan, he leads the way with fired up Henrielle, and he's tapped on the brakes on these Colts as they went by the opening quarter in 31-3. Fired up Henrielle is the leader. Charlie L is their second. Carmen's Oh So Famous in third. It's Tsunami King still fourth. They're still in single file. Fifth for St. Jude's, and the trailer is Go Pyromaniac. Traveling here to the halfway mile mark of the race, fired up Henrielle is out there dictating the tempo. Charlie L in second. Carmen's Oh So Famous in third. Tsunami King fourth as they move into the turn. Now moving to the outside is a Carmen's Oh So Famous 102-3. They'll circle the turn and straighten away to the backstretch. Fired up Henrielle bracing for the challenge. Carmen's Oh So Famous on the outside now trails a half a length. Charlie L will try to stay with the 2 heavy hitters in third. Over their fourth, Tsunami King. On to 3/4 they go. Fired up Henrielle maintains the advantage. Carmen's Oh So Famous is their second, 131-2. Moving around this final turn, and out there with the lead, fired up Henrielle. Carmen's oh so famous still in second. Charlie L is third. Tsunami King has jumped it off in fourth, and through the stretch, it's Fired Up Henry L. Fired Up Henry L. Carmen's oh so famous second. Fired Up Henry L will win. Carmen's oh so famous second for St. Jude's got third. Time of the mile 1:59, 4/5.
Off a half and 1:02 and 3 in a mile 1:59 and 4. Very impressive for these 2-year-old colt pacers. You know, Fired Up Henry L. Hank told us that he was probably one of his favorites, but he let the old man drive today. I thought that was pretty cool.
They put Dad on the automatic. That's what happened.
They let Dad a day off in the office, and Dad went ahead and is going to take the win there with Fired Up Henry L. The finishing second is the 6-horse Carmen's Oh So Famous. I actually remember her mother. Man, I don't know if I'm showing my age or I'm a geek, but Joe Paver used to race her mother, Oh So Wiggle Special. She was awesome to watch as well. She was just a gritty, hard-hitting mare. Super fun to watch there at the 5/8 at Scioto in Dayton.
I'm going to say the 6-horse definitely gave it a go. Pierce Henry asked.
Yeah,
and he did answer.
And he pacing hard
He
down
did.
the backside. So, and they did kind of draw off, I would say, by 5 or 6 down the backside. And Charlie L., he tried to keep up, but, you know.
He did get nipped to the wire. I think he ended up 5th.
Yes, I
Fifth
do
as
believe
he came
so.
across. So unofficial, I believe it is 2:6.54 across the wire, but a nice, very nice effort put in by Fired Up Henry L. Put Dad on the automatic. And, I mean, he did start. He was 4th in the Ohio Sire Stakes, 2 back. So, I mean, he's a nice horse, and they know it.
He is a nice horse, but also, you know, you got to take these horses here where they can get their confidence up. They can get their confidence up so he can go back to the Ohio Sire Stakes and hopefully, let's go to Ayers for the winner circle presentation.
Fired Up Henry L is a 2-year-old bay-gutted son of Catch the Fire at a Mysteria by Art Major. Oh My Levan Stables, trained by Hank Levan, Louis Levan, the winning driver. Time of the mile 1:59 and 4.
So I'm sure this will be a big winner circle as the golf cart gets over here. The Levans have been a staple in this area for a very long time. If somebody's not familiar, not from Ohio, just not from, I guess, what the heck we're doing here, Herb Levan was very, very big on the fair circuit, very well respected. We did lose him a handful of years ago, but this is his family keeping that legacy going. Louis, of course, is Dad, and that was Herb's son at the head.
Charlie
there
L
is
was
Harrison.
5th. Fired Up Henry L, the winner. Tsunami King 6th. Go Pyromaniac was 4th for St. Jude's 3rd. Carmen's Oh So Famous 2nd. Recheck top down a 5-1, 6, 4, 3, 2 on the bottom, 31 and 3, 102 and 3, 131 and 2, 159, 4/5.
All right, you had said that Harrison Levan was at the head of the horse, so I did get some.
Oh, and the girls, the twins are in there too. The girls, the sisters.
Oh, yep.
Yep.
There they
so
are.
this is a family affair. I think I saw the other brother Hadley on the backside earlier, so I think they're all here.
I'm sure they all here. This is kind of close to home, and I would say this is probably a hometown fair. And, you know, I looked through their program today. There's only 6 races. They have 6 in. So, so it's super neat. But as you said, that Harrison was at the head of the horse. I had talked to Hank earlier, and I told him, you know, I know you guys, but I don't know you guys that well, you know. So Hank had told me that Harrison has his own horses that he trains at Hilliard Fairgrounds. The father, Louis, which is driving here today. Louis works full-time as a veterinarian, and he helps in the barns in the mornings and the evenings at Summit races when he has time. They have got 5 or 6 full-time employees, which are also great help. And Ashley, as you and I both know, you can't do it without your help.
them, yeah.
Yep. Grooms are a crucial factor to, you know, having a big stable as they do. And I didn't ask how many horses they do train, but I will find out and I will let you know.
Hank has some nice ones this year.
He has some nice horses. And, you know, this horse here, this Fired Up Henry L., I believe he raced either it was at Circleville or someplace, and I had watched him and he had won. And I said, Hank, he's taken up his his namesake. He was like, yeah, he's a little fired up. So
Yeah, no, he definitely. Hank's been training full time for just a handful of years. He was actually the livestock judging coach, and I think an assistant professor at Ohio State University
awesome. I did not know
before
that.
coming to. I don't know how long it's been. Maybe I don't
He
know if it's
didn't
quite
add
been
that in there.
Yeah, well, that was before, right? That was a life before. But Hank, they're all the family. They such good blood. They really are. And he's been coming on the scene hot. I believe he is leading currently in the fair circuit. He's leading trainer and driver. I think. So there's plenty more to come from the Vans. That is for sure.
Hank also told me that his wife and kids, they come out to the barn every day. They're his siblings, which I'm assuming
There's
it's
a lot of
all
them.
of them. Siblings and parents chip in as they can. It's really a family operation, and nothing beats it. So I don't think Hank Levan would have it any other way with his dad driving today. Fired up Henry L. in the second. We're going to move on to the third race. This is a 3-year-old colt trotting. The first division, a total purse of $12,286. This will be a purse of $6,643 with a field of 5. Ronnie Gillespie is going to drive the 1 horse, and the 5 is going to be driven by Charles Bolin. So, do you want to talk about these, or you want to go to a commercial?
We will just meet everybody back here after a short break.
Volstead, Coach K. Hanover, Slay, Ohio's top trotters stand at Dublin Valley Farms. Volstead's offspring include Sugar Instead, the 2023 Ohio 2-year-old Trotting Filly of the Year, and 2024 Ohio Sire Stakes winner Jurassic Hattie. Coach K. Hanover, the son of world record holder Walner, and Slay, the son of Chapter 7, standing his first season at Dublin Valley Farms.
History, tradition. For over 100 years, 2- and 3-year-old trotters and pacers have started their careers on the tracks of the Home Talent Colt Stakes. See the future stars of Ohio harness racing at one of the Home Talent's 15 tracks. The stars of tomorrow are racing at a track near you today. The Home Talent Colt Stakes. You can't win them if you aren't in them.
For 100 years, the values at BNSF Insurance have been clear. Do the right thing. These values have been at the forefront of what we do, and that will never change. But as the world changes, so must our business. That's why the time is right to change our name to CoverLink. When tragedy strikes, we protect our clients, we cover. And the connection of our values of doing what is right is the link. Combine the two and you get CoverLink. While our name has changed, nothing else has changed. Great service from great people. CoverLink Insurance.
In Ohio, Hickory Lane Farm has the stallions you are looking for, like What the Hill, Uncle Peter, and In Range, as well as Branded by Lindy, Jug Winner Luz Pearlman, Racing Hill, and Guardian Angel Oz. Hickory Lane will offer a host of Ohio sired yearlings this fall, including 6 by In Range, 5 by Uncle Peter, 4 by Guardian Angel Oz, and 1 by What the Hill. Find out more at hickorylanefarm.com.
All right, welcome back to the Union County Fair here in Marysville, Ohio. Ashley Daly and myself, Jasmine Arnold, we are bringing you this solid 6-race program. Ashley, are you having a good time?
Always. The weather's good. The track looks good.
Yeah.
It's not scorching hot and it's not raining. So what else could we ask for?
I mean, I could have asked to sleep in a little bit more
Well,
today, but it's okay.
So Jasmine, a little birdie told me that you actually got to hop on air at Scioto a few nights ago.
Oh, yes. Saturday night, I opened my wings up a little bit, and I kind of was like the point guard at the court there. So I got to work with Barry Vickroy, which is awesome. Barry was awesome. He was so easy to work with. Jenna Otten, so she usually does all the commentary with Barry Vickroy, and you know, Jenna's young. She wanted to go home for a weekend. So she wanted to go home for a weekend. She had I believe, a bridal shower or baby shower, something like that. And I'm like, yo, you're young, go. Like, we'll take care of it. And she's like, well, are you going to do it? And I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Oh.
So I did. I had a great time. You know, it's a lot easier when I can kind of sit here and look at you and talk to you.
Yeah.
It's a lot different when the camera's facing you and, you know.
100%. I
you're
was going to
there.
ask you. So, of course, I was doing it before Jenna was there.
Yep.
I obviously didn't like it as much as the fair circuit. It's totally different. And that's what I was going to say is, like, what was your opinion? It is a completely different atmosphere. We're talking about much different things. Of course, we're not
Yes.
trying to handicap here because no one listening to us can handicap
Right.
right along and place any bets. But it's a total different ball game. And it was very nerve-wracking when I first started.
Yeah, it like you said, and we're not handicapping here. And so I'm at the racetrack almost every night. You know, Devin Miller, she fills in a couple nights for me there, but I watch those horses race every week. So I can kind of pick up on things. Okay, this one's quirky, this one's not. So I was excited. You know, I don't gamble, so I'm not a gambler. So it was kind of a tough aspect for me to kind of jump in like that. But, you know, I did my homework, and Adam, you know, he helped me a little bit because he looks at those horses a little bit more than I do. But let's go back up to the post parade for airs, and we'll talk about that a little bit later.
So I think we're just now getting the one on the track, but we'll quickly introduce, so we won't sit in silence too long.
Right.
Just a field of 5. This is actually, no, I shouldn't say one and only. It is just the first division of 3-year-old colt trotters, a purse of $6,643 for these sophomores. And I think there's, truthfully, somebody in here is going to get their first seasonal win. We've got a couple that, you know, did some damage last year, but no one has notched a win yet as a sophomore. So we're going to cross that off the list for somebody today.
Yes, we are. Ronnie Gillespie is going to drive the one horse, and here is airs.
Here are the horses on the track for race 3. Purse $6,643. One Awesome Night, driver Ronnie Gillespie. 2 Male Boys Dream and Roy Burns.
Always, all of them.
3 is Jars Shinin' with Christopher Beaver. 4 Uncle Johnny's Secret, Curtis Harper. And the 5, here's Arthur, driver Charles Bolin in the sulky. Ronnie Gillespie on 1, Charles Bolin on 5.
All right, the one horse, Ronnie Gillespie, he looked like he had his hands full when he went past us. That Awesome Night, he looked like he was on a mission. This is a 3-year-old gelding by Marcel. Deborah DeWolf, she is also owns, trains, and bred this colt here. He looks like he had a couple mishaps 2 starts back. Ronnie drove this horse last time he was at the racetrack at Scioto in a qualifier. Looks like he got away 5th and kind of stayed there. Came home in 32 and 2:06 went his mile. So hopefully Ronnie, you know, gets a grasp of what this guy can do and get him to trot today.
Male Boys Dream is our 2-horse. Roy Burns trains and drives and co-owns alongside Joan of Milford Center. This is a gelding, another one by Marseille, out of a triumphant caviar mare. Joyful, triumphant. Has 3 seasonal starts, has yet to hit the board. Actually hit the board 1 time. That was 3 back, although he made a break in front of the gate at Wilmington. Did go and finish 3rd by quite some distance, though, and went his mile in 2:08.3. If I remember correctly, this horse last year as a 2-year-old started with Sandy Beatty? Somebody else did have him before Roy.
Okay.
Only had 7. Just kidding. We are already rolling. Please continue, Jasmine. We'll do this nice and quick.
Jars Shinin', Chris Beaver is going to train and drive. We're going to look for this horse to stay flat today, as Chris hasn't drove him in 5 starts.
Curtis Harper on Uncle Johnny's Secret for Mike Sweeney, and Chucky Bolin on Here's Arthur for James Bolin Jr. Here's the call.
They're off and trotting an Awesome Night. Trying for the lead. Settling in there is Jars Shinin' in 2nd. Uncle Johnny's Secret is 3rd in their 4th Male Boys Dream, and the trailer Here's Arthur. As they now scamper on into the backstretch, Awesome Night and Gillespie out there by a length and a half. In their second, Jars Shinin', off stride, Male Boy's Dream. Also off stride, here's Arthur as they go on to the opening quarter. And out there with the lead, Awesome Night. Jars Shinin' in second, Arnold Johnny's Secret, 29-3. Then it's Here's Arthur and Male Boy's Dream. As they move off the turn and moving down here in front of the stands, Jars Shinin' is now off stride. And the leader, Awesome Night. In there to be second, Uncle Johnny's Secret. Still off stride, Jars Shinin', back down trotting now in third. Here's Arthur in fourth, the trailer, Male Boy's Dream. They went on by the half in 59-4. So Awesome Night, he's going to a fire on the lead. In there to be second is Uncle Johnny's Secret. Over there third, Jars Shinin'. Then it's Here's Arthur. And Male Boy's Dream, they now trot up the back stretch on their way to three quarters. Awesome Night. Awesome Night leads them by 2.5 lengths. In their second, Uncle Johnny's Secret. In their third, Jars Shinin'. Off stride again, Here's Arthur. Three quarters, 1:30-3. They'll move around the final turn. Awesome Night trying to see it through. In their second, Uncle Johnny's Secret, and he now looks to the outside. They're at the top of the stretch. Awesome Night. Uncle Johnny's Secret's coming at him and coming on, and Uncle Johnny's Secret trots right on by. Uncle Johnny's Secret will win. In their second, Awesome Night. Jars Shinin' gets third. Time of the mile, 2:01 4/5.
2:01 4/5. Awesome Night had really revved up his motor early, 29-3, 59-4. You know, I got to thinking when this horse was going down the backside, Ashley, I was like, man, his two times prior to that, he was at the half in a minute and 1:06. And the last two times that Ronnie drove him, 57-1, 59-4, I think you keep him happy by not grabbing into him.
I know, and that's the thing, too, is this horse is going so fast to the half. We've, unfortunately, had a couple of these. And you want to take a hold of him, but it can sometimes upset him. But he's not a closer because he's gassing himself a little early, so he still has some. He did not start at all as a 2-year-old, so he's still a baby. He's still figuring things out.
He's still learning.
And it looked like when Jars Shinin' came across, we had a head pole hanging down.
Yeah, so I think we had some broken equipment somewhere that was an inside head pole. I would say that is a crucial piece of equipment for her, especially, or for him, sorry. For him on these tight turns here that you got to be able to steer.
Right, and here's Arthur. It was such a nice 2-year-old. He's just a little sticky coming back, not sure what, because he has such a wicked stride. I was watching on the backstride, but
he does.
I don't know if he ran himself off of his feet or exactly what was happening there. He's shown breaks in most of his starts here. The only time that he has stayed flat recently was 2 back at Wilmington. So did end up second. He's got a ton of speed, and it's easy to see. But what a shame. But here is Ayers as our 4 comes back in the winner's circle.
3-year-old bay-gutted son of Uncle Peter at a Muscles Secret by Muscles Yankee and by Patrick Sweeney. Lemur Racing, Mike Sweeney trains Curtis Harper, the winning driver. Time of the mile, 2:01 4/5.
I do have some information on Curtis that I have met this guy here at the racetrack at Scioto.
He warms up a lot at Scioto, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does, and he's actually been in the bike a lot lately with a lot of different horses. So I asked Curtis a little bit about him. He actually grew up in the business with his brother, Bob Harper. Bob drove all over the tracks, and he followed him around. He helped in the barn with his uncle until his senior year of high school. And before that, the racing actually got money and casinos and, all the big things. It didn't look too promising in Ohio, so he decided to go to college at OSU, where he did play rugby and studied exercise science. So if anybody knows Curtis, he is a big guy. He looks like he works out often, and I see that now because he had played rugby and studied exercise science. During that time, he became competing in martial arts and cage fighting. He opened it.
Interesting.
Yeah. So he
Awesome
opened
Night
it.
was second. Male Boys Dream fifth. Jar Shine in third. Uncle Johnny's Secret, the winner. Here's Arthur fourth. 253, 14, 29 and 3. 59 and 4, 130 and 3 fifths, 201 and 4.
Is he a new dad?
He is a new
Okay,
dad.
to say, finish your
so-
thoughts. And
Yeah. So we'll talk about that in a second. Anyway, so he had opened a gym and a personal training business during his fighting career, and he knew that he always knew that he wanted to come back and try once again to drive. So he had retired from fighting. That came a little over 3 years ago, and he was blessed to link up with Mike and Patty Sweeney. So they have gave him some amazing opportunities to help him get his career off the ground. It was definitely challenged to get started, but he loves every second of it. He is out there and he appreciates the respect of the journey. Just trying to have fun, enjoy every minute of it. So Curtis is a brand new father, as that baby is so
very
tiny.
little, very little baby.
She's got I think it's a he. He got his little hat on there so he can stay protected from the sun. So that was super interesting about Curtis. I did not know that about him. So everyone listening, that's some fun facts that I can come up with. And Curtis also told me about some of these horses here that were racing today. He had told me that this is a 3-year-old trotting gelding. He is big and goofy both on the track and in the barn. He says he's a attention hog and will paw and be loud until you actually give him attention. A little goofy gaited, but has speed and really wants to win. So I thought that was pretty good information to have and pass along. Let's move on to race 4. Before we do that, let's hear a message from our sponsors.
Own a little and love it a lot. TheStable.ca is an award-winning fractional ownership operation. Buy as little as 1% of a racehorse and experience 100% of the thrill. TheStable.ca makes ownership easy, accessible, and affordable. Communication and customer service are at the heart of everything we do. Get started at TheStable.ca.
Do you want your horse to shine in the winner's circle? Feed DAC Oil. It makes a world of difference. Cool Winds Farm is one of Ohio's premier standardbred breeding farms. Cool Winds stands the popular Dancin' Yankee, Jug winner Southwind Aussie, and the royally bred Western Fame. Cool Winds Farm is proud to present our yearling consignments at the Ohio Selected Jug Sale at Pickaway on Friday, September 12th, and at the Standardbred Horse Sale in Harrisburg during the cool winds of November.
Here we are at Union County Fair. We are chugging right along because we have a very small card and no betting here today in Marysville. Race 4 up next, the second division of 2-year-old filly trotters.
Pleasing L is going to start us off. Do we have a driver change there, or was I just messing things up? I think I messed up.
No, it should be Hank. Yeah, Hank should be still on his own there.
All right, so Hank Levan is going to train and drive this horse. Breeder Jacob Miller. This is a 2-year-old by In the Range filly. So these are 2-year-old trotting fillies. Hank had told me this filly is much better mindset on the track. She definitely acts like a mare. So I'm curious to see what she looks like. Let's send it up to, maybe we'll go to 2. Let's go to 2, and then we'll talk about the post parade.
I get a little nervous. Sometimes we get cut off with airs.
Get a little excited.
Is he gonna? Tell us what acting like a mare means, Jasmine.
Acting like a mare is she's sassy, she's feisty, she's fiery, she's dominant. I will say that. I actually have one of those in my barn. Let's head it up to Ayers for the post parade.
So here are the horses for race number 4. 2-year-old filly trotters per $7,118. No change here in the 4th race. 1 is Pleasing L, Hank Levan. 2, Poquito, Christopher Beaver drives. 3, Knoxville Lindy and Ronnie Gillespie. 4, My Secret Money, Curtis Harper. And the 5, Hillcat, Pierce Henry in the sulky. That's the field for the 4th race. No change here in race 4.
Beautiful. Looking at horse 2, Poquito. Chris Beaver trains and drives this filly by Triumphant Caviar out of a Chip Hooray mare, Nessa Rose. She has 4 lifetime starts, 1 win that came all the way back at Paulding, her very first lifetime start. She went wire to wire up there in 2:13.3. She has consistently gone faster miles, but has recently been struggling with a lot of breaks. She's really the only time that she has stayed flat was at Paulding and then a qualifier at Delaware directly after. She's still made about $2,300 so far on the year.
Knoxville Lindy is the 3-horse. Ronnie Gillespie is going to send out as a trainer and driver. This horse has had the addition to trotting hobbles the last 3 starts, as today will be his 3rd. He did win at Paulding his very first lifetime start ever. He had the 2-hole and was on the front. He has hit the board 2 of 4 starts, $2,700 in his bank account for the 2-year-old ready for money filly. Sorry, these are fillies.
Curtis Harper back in the bike for Mike Sweeney on the 4. My Secret Money. We had Uncle Johnny's Secret last.
Yeah.
What's the breeding on Uncle Johnny's Secret?
I'll tell you.
We're not siblings, are we? Let's take a quick look. Ah, yes, we are. This is a full sibling. Should be. Is it a full? Just kidding. Half sibling. It's a half sibling because My Secret Money is a ready for money filly out of a Muscles Yankee mare. Muscles Secret, owned by Sweeney and Lemire Racing of Rockwood, Michigan. She has won half of her 4 lifetime starts. She is 4 for 2, 2 for 4. What do we want? How do we want to say that? And it has notched an additional 2nd place finish. Last start out at Oak Harbor, she was a wire-to-wire winner in 2:05.1. This is also a homebred for the owners.
And Uncle Johnny's Secret is a 3-year-old Uncle Peter. So,
yeah,
yes,
half.
They are half sisters, so they have the same mama. Number 5, Hillcat, Bruce Walls. Gina Bowman and Dalton Walls send this guy out for Pierce Henry to drive. This is an $11,000 Ohio Select Sale purchase. Recently had a miscue at Oak Harbor, which also can be a tough track to go to, but he is 2 for 2 on the board for $1,300. Let's go see what Ayers has to say.
$118, and here they come. They're off fan trotting except for Hillcat, who's on a break as they leave away. And it's Pleasing L. Pleasing L goes out there looking for the lead. Poquito is there in 2nd on the outside, My Secret Money. Knoxville Lindy is there in 3rd and 4th. That trailer is Hillcat. As they will move on into the backstretch, Pleasing L and Hank Levan is out there by almost 2. Poquito is there in 2nd. It is My Secret Money in 3rd, Knoxville Lindy in 4th, and the trailer Hillcat moving by the opening quarter, 31 and 4. And the leader is Pleasing L. They're in 2nd, Poquito to the outside, My Secret Money. Over there next is Knoxville Lindy with Hillcat. Off the turn down here in front of the stands we go, and the leader is Pleasing L. Pleasing L has them out there and on the lead. My Secret Money is now cranking it up on the outside. At the rail is Poquito third. In their fourth, Knoxville Lindy. The half 103 and 2. On into the turn they go. My Secret Money by a nose. Pleasing Al is battling back on the inside. Over there to be next is Poquito in third. Over there fourth, Knoxville Lindy with Hillcat. They trot like a horse in their shadow up the backstretch. Pleasing Al maintains the lead. On the outside, My Secret Money now trails a half. Off stride, Poquito is third. Moving by 3/4 and 133 and 2. And around the final turn, Pleasing L now a length and a quarter. My Secret Money will try again in the stretch drive. In there to be next is Poquito as they come to the top of the stretch. And it's Pleasing L. Pleasing L does turn first. My Secret Money is there in second, but it's Pleasing L who's trotting away. Pleasing L will win. My Secret Money finishing second. Poquito gets third. 203 and 4.
.203 and 4 for Pleasing L. The Hank Levan crew gets another win on the day, so that's a double for
as
Hank driving, and
I think it's a double for Hank training.
Oh, yes,
not
yes,
driving
yeah.
quite yet, but we've got a couple more opportunities. That was a faster division. Our first division of Philly Trotters freshmen went in at 204 and 4, so we did not get an entire second off of that one. Hank looked pretty confident there. Did have a move by My Secret Money. I like how that filly looks. I like how she moves. But she just couldn't hang on, couldn't get it done.
I like that neither one of them wear hobbles. So I have said this in the past, and I will say it till the day I die. I am not a trotter trainer. I'm not. But I thoroughly enjoy a good-looking trotter. Hobbles or not, but those two fillies that were 1-2 today, they don't wear hobbles. They look awesome. Kudos to the Hank Levan crew along with Mike Sweeney and his crew. Everybody works super hard in the barn, so I really like to see that paying off for these guys here.
Unfortunately, everybody else in the field are 2, 3, and 5. Did make breaks kind of periodically throughout the entire mile, but unofficially I have 1, 4, 2, 5 across the wire.
I believe I have the same.
That was the 6th lifetime start for that 2-year-old filly by In Range. Pleasing L, her 2nd lifetime win. Seems to be figuring things out. Not a bad day. Added about $3,500 to her bankroll. She was originally just a $7,500 purchase, and she's pretty much earned her money back already.
Yes, she has. Hank did make the comment she has a much better mindset on the track. And you could see that today where she did mind her manners. She got off the gate very well, and she was manageable, and she didn't look like a typical trotting filly, if you will, as he did say that she does act like a mare in the barn. So I was kind of excited to see that she mind her manners and was able to trot home strong. Let's go back to Ayers for the winner's circle presentation.
After winning race 4, it's one Pleasing L. 2-year-old bay filly by In Range at a pleasing form by Plesac. by Levan Stables, M. Levan, M. Perry, R. Freeze, Hank Levan Trains, and Hank Levan Reigns, 203 and 4.
So there is Hank's wife, Megan.
Yep, there is Megan, and the newest addition to the Megan and Hank family.
They have 3 now, right?
Yes, they have 3. They have
littles. They're 3 littles.
They are littles. And, you know, for the life of me, I cannot remember their names, but
Henry's one.
Yeah,
Henry.
Henry.
Oh, you asked me too quick. I know, too. Oh, goodness.
Letty. I think it's Letty.
Pleasing L, the race winner. Paquito third. Knoxville Lindy fifth. My Secret Money second. Hillcat fourth. 135. 2-4 on the bottom. 31 and 4. 103 and 2. 133 and 2, 203 and 4. Brings us up to race 5.
There was Hadley that I had mentioned. That was the other brother.
Yes.
One of the other brothers.
One of the others, yes.
Hadley, I don't think he has any interest in driving. We haven't seen him yet, at least, but he knows his way around the horse, and that was who caught the head of Pleasing L. Turning the page, though, we're going on to race 5 of 6. We are already on the penultimate, and it's not even noon. Thanks for hanging out with Jasmine and I today. A field of 5 for race 5, second division of 3-year-old colt trotters. Join us back here after a brief message from our sponsors.
Volstead, Coach K. Hanover, Slay, Ohio's top trotters stand at Dublin Valley Farms. Volstead's offspring include Sugar Instead, the 2023 Ohio 2-year-old Trotting Filly of the Year, and 2024 Ohio Sire Stakes winner Jurassic Hattie. Coach K. Hanover, the son of world record holder Walner, and Slay, the son of Chapter 7, standing his first season at Dublin Valley Farms.
At Ohio State's Galbraith Equine Center, our veterinary champions are here for your champions 24/7, 365 days a year, providing advanced specialty care for sports horses from all stages and disciplines. Our expert team of boarded surgeons and sports medicine and rehabilitation specialists, together with veterinary cardiologists, internal medicine, and ophthalmologists, make our hospital your best resource for all sports horse performance issues. The Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center's Galbraith Equine Hospital. Call us today at 614-292-6661.
When you need supplies for your horse, one name stands out: Big D's. Since 1976, Big D's Tack and Vet Supply has been the equine experts you can trust. Whatever your horse needs is available at Big D's Tack and Vet Supply. Visit the retail outlet in Streetsboro, Ohio, or order online at bigdweb.com for fast shipping. Most orders ship that day. Or call 1-800-321-2142. Big D's Tack and Vet Supply.
Midland Acres is proud to stand the prominent stallions, TCI, Long Tom, Ready for Money, Monty Mickey, Summa Cum Laude, and Bit of a Legend. With such great pedigree and speed in the stallion barn, Midland Acres will provide a diverse group of top yearlings in the sale ring for 2025. Visit us this fall at our consignments at the Blooded Horse Sale on August 26th, the Ohio Select Jug Sale on September 12th, and the Lexington Select Sale on September 29th through October 3rd. Let Midland Acres' experience in the industry lead you to the winner's circle.
All right, back to the Union County Fair here in Marysville, Ohio. Ashley Daly and I are whipping right through these things, Ash. This is probably one of the quickest cards.
Don't say that, because then we're going to have a gate malfunction or
No.
something. Listen, we're around plenty of wood in this old grandstand. We'll knock on it,
knock
right?
on it.
But it's been a great day. The weather is treating us very kindly. The track conditions are fantastic here at Marysville, and we're on 5 of 6. We do have a couple of driver changes that have not been given to us quite yet.
Yeah, I see the judges up here. They're looking through the
Trying to figure
binoculars,
out.
trying to figure out who exactly is driving.
Say the
what
one is on the track.
horse.
Is that Pierce?
I
My eyes can't see that
I was
far
about to
either.
say I can barely see this. But I believe that is Pierce. He is very tall. Ronnie Gillespie is on the 2. Team Levan, I believe, is going to put up their Hank Levan. Oh,
Here.
yep. Pierce Henry is on the 1. Good eyes, Ash.
Only sometimes. It's because we have a short card. Anybody who listens to us often knows about 10 races in, my eyes start to go. I don't know who I'm looking
Hopefully
at.
they didn't listen to us at Wilmington as 32 races. That was like my first full day of kind of working with you guys, and I told Adam, I said, I'm exhausted. He's like, what? He's like, all you did was talk. I'm like, but you don't understand.
But when you have to fill 6 hours of airtime, it's a little bit harder than you think.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, kudos to you guys, and kudos to like the announcers and all the commentary guys at the pari-mutuel tracks, and even like here on the radio stations and stuff like that. Like, kudos to you guys, because it takes a lot.
Well, hey, I appreciate that you that you think that we have an easy job, though, right? We're not back there slaving away when it is really 95 degrees and trying to get these things on the track. But we love what we do, or would be here.
Yeah, but I also have to give credit where credit's due. I mean, you guys do an awesome job.
And we're gonna roll right on to the post parade. I say Ayers is pushing them
He
through. Usually,
is
like our Doug
on
Ballinger
a
will push them
move.
through, but we're not even quite into that turn yet.
So
but
I can tell you a little bit about this horse here, Tisha Symes, which is now Tisha Brown.
is she changing her name? Because she's been listed as Symes for a long time now. They've been married for.
Yeah, but on Facebook she's Brown.
Is she?
Yeah. So anyway, so I had spoke with Tisha today, and I said, hey, can you tell me anything about these horses? Whatever. And she replied back with, they're both lunatics. So I actually, I love the Brown family, and, Tisha had came into Ohio with Bo, and they have been very successful, and she was successful up in Canada as well. So let's kind of get through this post parade, and then we'll get back to that.
Euro
Up to
Colt
Ayers.
Trot per $6,643. Pierce Henry on 1, Brady Clemens on 4. 1 is Best Thing I Never Had, make the driver Pierce Henry. 2, What's Shakin', Ronnie Gillespie. 3, RC Enterprise, Hank Levan is up. 4, Amazing Tom, driver change to Brady Clemens. And the 5, Uncle Moneybags, Clifton Bell in the sulky. That's the field for the 5th race. Pierce Henry on 1.
All right, so let's go through this post parade here. Best Thing I Never Had, Tisha Symes sends out for Pierce Henry in the race bike. It doesn't look like Pierce has drove this fella before. A 3-year-old full count gelding by My MVP mare. It looks like Tisha and her mother Shirley own this fella here. He currently has 15 lifetime starts with 2 lifetime wins. So I actually was there at Scioto when he won his start, I believe, with Bo Brown in the race bike. Anyway, so I haven't seen Pierce drive this colt here. I thoroughly love this horse. Tisha had told me earlier that she sees him as a different animal. Like, he's awesome in the barn. She said he loves to be on the tow rope, and on the track he's a completely different horse. As you could see, Pierce kind of had his hands full there, kept the guy quiet. He did make a couple miscues, and he has, last year as well, only having 7 starts. He had 8 starts this year. Has a record of 201-2. So hopefully Tisha and crew can get this guy panned out here, and we can actually see his full ability.
So I think we're going to start to gather here, so we'll move along the next 4 kind of quickly. What's Shaken? Ronnie G, of course, trains and drives this 3-year-old gelding by What the Hill out of a Conway Hall mare. This is a nice colt. If you've been following Ohio racing at all in the last couple of years, this is not one I really have to introduce. He was last year's $150,000 Next Generation winner and has been pretty on top since then. $130,000 made as a 2-year-old, already with 7 starts. This year he had 1 win that came at Oak Harbor and has made $25,000 this year. He's kind of been around the game, of course, here at the fairs, BSS and some OSS starts.
The 3 RC Enterprise, Hank Levan sends this guy out to drive as well. He has 12 starts this year, making on the board of 7 of them. This looks like he is at the fairs, did dabble his hoofs in the BSS. I'm not sure where he's going from here.
Brady Clemens is on the 4. Amazing Tom for Dan Cribbahany. This has been a very nice colt for the Cribbahanies. Last year he made $44,000 on the fair circuit. This year he is still looking for his first seasonal win, but has still made over $11,000. He's tried to step it up as well in the BSS. I believe it was the first leg, maybe the second leg in June. He was second in 158 at Northfield.
Uncle Moneybags, this horse here, Uncle Chris. Chris Beaver sends out for Clifton Bell to drive and had a phenomenal 2-year-old year. Has 10 starts this year and has a $9,000 made.
They're off into trotting, and it's Best Thing I Never Had, who used that rail to his advantage in their second. Amazing Tom. What's Shaken is there in 3rd. Over their 4th, RC Enterprise, the trailer Uncle Moneybags. That's the 5 trotters as they scoot off the turn and head on up the back stretch. Best Thing I Never Had is out there by 2. They're in 2nd, Amazing Tom. What's Shaken is in 3rd. Over their 4th, RC Enterprise, and Uncle Moneybag still 5th of the 5 as they scoot to the opening fraction. where Best Thing I Never Had and Pierce Henry is out there in 30 4/5. Amazing Tom is there in second. What's Shaken third. RC Enterprise is fourth. Uncle Moneybags is still fifth. They remain in single file, and Best Thing I Never Had is out there and on the point by a length and a half. In second, Amazing Tom. What's Shaken is there in third, and he's now been sent to the outside. Also outside, RC Enterprise. Inside, trailing Uncle Moneybags. On into the turn they go. Best Thing I Never Had leads the way. 1 minute, 1/5. Now here comes What's Shaken. And What's Shaken is now trying to dial in the leader as they now into the backstretch. On their way to 3/4, losing stride. RC Enterprise for about a step, and he came right back down as they go to 3/4. Best Thing I Never Had. What's Shaken is on the outside, ratcheting up the pressure. Amazing Tom is third. RC Enterprise fourth. 3/4, 1:30 4. Moving around the final turn. Best Thing I Never Had. What's Shaken? 3 wide. RC Enterprise needing racing room. Uncle Tom, they're at the top of the stretch on their way home. Off stride, Best Thing I Never Had. Up the passing lane now, Amazing Tom. Then it's What's Shaken and RC Enterprise. Amazing Tom will win. Maybe What's Shaken over RC Enterprise for second. 2 minutes, 4/5.
That's a pretty nice little mile out here.
That was a pretty nice mile, and you know, Pierce was very conservative with that fella, as he has had a lot of miscues on his race program here. But Brady Clemens, I believe.
It was, yep.
Yep, Brady Clemens was very, very patient with this 3-year-old Long Tom, and kind of just like he drew it up. So that was super cool to watch him kind of go up the inside, give this colt a nice, easy trip, and take home the purse of $6,643. Best Thing I Never Had made a miscue coming down the stretch. What's Shaken, I believe, held on for second.
I think he was second. I think it was 2-3, but of course we'll wait for the official on that one.
Right.
Still, Amazing Tom, like I said, he was a really nice colt last year for the Cribbin-Hannies. Happy to see him back in the winner's circle. This is his first seasonal win in 8 starts. Has made about $15,000 so far on the year, and almost 60 lifetime. The Cribbin-Hannies are, I believe they train out of Richwood, and that is should be a September fair. The Richwood actually changed their dates around a little bit, so it's either the very end of August, the racing days at Richwood, or usually, I think it's September is when we usually are. Regardless, it's very close to here.
Yes.
So they didn't have to travel. Where I was
here.
going with that is Richwood is not too far away at all, although this probably they wouldn't consider this their home track. It's nice and close for them.
It's always nice when you have to go to county fair and it's close. It's kind of like the worst feeling ever, like when you're like, okay, so I'm going to stake these colts and we're going to go here, there, and everywhere, and then,
yeah, 100%. So actually, this is the Ohio Fair Racing Conference, for example, of this, is my mom. We stake to the OCRA, but there's a couple that are close to Urbana that we always make sure to pay into just because they're close. I don't care what circuit they are.
And that's kind of the awesome advantage that the Ohio Breeding, would you say association?
The fifth race for Amazing Tom. Amazing Tom is a 3-year-old black colt by Long Tom. Add a playful credit by credit winner by Dan and Mary Cribbin-Hannie. Dan Cribbin-Hannie trains. And Brady Clemens, the winning driver. Time of the mile, 2 minutes, 4/5.
And I believe that is Harrison Cribbin-Hannie at the head
Best
of the horse.
Thing I Never Had was fourth. What's Shaken second. RC Enterprise third. Amazing Tom the winner. Uncle Moneybags fifth. 4-2-3-1-5, 30 4/5. Correction on the halftime. The halftime should have been 101 2. 3/4, 130 4. The mile time 2 minutes, 4/5.
He is so well behaved for being a 3-year-old. I think you said that's Harrison
I
Kirby.
believe his name is Harrison. He's young. I
Yes,
don't know how
he
young.
is young, but you know what? He took the head of that horse, and he was like, I want to say the horse may be a pet.
Well, Harrison is all about it. If
Yes.
I remember, we talked about, I don't know if I have ever actually met Harrison, but I can't remember if it was Susan or who told us. But he is all about it, and I think he sits behind a few of these things, if I remember correctly. Maybe we'll get to talk to him at Richwood or at a fair.
Yeah, that
at
would
a fair
be
even
super
sooner
neat
than
to
that,
kind of.
because he's all in. He's young, but he's all in.
Yeah, he took the head of that horse like he had done it a million times, and he was okay with it. He was proud to have his horse there in the winner's circle. All right, so we are going to move on to the finale.
Final. Yeah, we are already on the 6th and final.
So we are on the 6th and final. This is the 3-year-old filly pace. It's one division going for $13,196. Let's take a short break, and we will talk about the field of 7 with 2 trailers when we come back.
In Ohio, Hickory Lane Farm has the stallions you are looking for, like What the Hill, Uncle Peter, and In Range, as well as Branded by Lindy, Jug Winner Luz Pearlman, Racing Hill, and Guardian Angel Oz. Hickory Lane will offer a host of Ohio sired yearlings this fall, including 6 by In Range, 5 by Uncle Peter, 4 by Guardian Angel Oz, and 1 by What the Hill. Find out more at hickorylanefarm.com.
Own a little and love it a lot. TheStable.ca is an award-winning fractional ownership operation. Buy as little as 1% of a racehorse and experience 100% of the thrill. TheStable.ca makes ownership easy, accessible, and affordable. Communication and customer service are at the heart of everything we do. Get started at TheStable.ca.
History, tradition. For over 100 years, 2- and 3-year-old trotters and pacers have started their careers on the tracks of the Home Talent Colt Stakes. See the future stars of Ohio harness racing at one of the Home Talent's 15 tracks. The stars of tomorrow are racing at a track near you today. The Home Talent Colt Stakes. You can't win them if you aren't in them.
Here we are, the 6th and final for day 1 of the Union County Fair here in Marysville. Thanks for joining us. It's been nice and quick. We've only been on air for about an hour and 15 minutes, and we're already looking at our last field, a very big field of 7.
Yeah, a field of 7. The 6 and 7 are going to start from the second tier. So like we had talked about earlier here at the fairs, so we only score 4 wide. The 6 has to go behind the 1. The 7 can go behind the 2 or the 2 through the 5, so they have their option. The horses are coming on the track. Let's go ahead and talk about these guys. These 3-year-old filly pacers. Sorry, they are not gentlemen. Number 1, Clifton Bell is going to drive Judge Me Again. Trainer Chris Beaver. This horse has only had 9 starts as a 2-year-old. Made $11,000. She has 9 starts. She has hit the board 6 of 9 for $28,907. So she has been in the BSS 2 starts back. She has been knocking on the door at Scioto. So this is a very impressive 3-year-old pace and filly here. I'm not sure what they were doing there, but Clifton Bell works for Chris Beaver, so he is a Chris Beaver team member there, and I don't think he has driven this horse before, but I'm certain that he has sat behind her.
I'm going to say been behind him on the home track at least,
yeah.
right? This is a very nice, this whole field is very nice. It's going to be interesting to see how it plays out.
Yes.
So our 2 horse is looking for at least win number 7 in a row here. And I can only see 6 back. That's why I say at least. Legendary L, Hank Levan, trains and drives. This is a bit of a legend in Philly. 12 seasonal starts with 8 wins. $34,000 made already with a mark and 152 flat at Scioto that came just a handful back on July 4th in the Buckeye Stallion Series. And again, really 152 flat in the BSS final quarter and 28-4. This filly likes to go wire to wire, so I'm sure that's where Hank is going to put her today. But there's actually quite a few fillies that show a little bit of gate speed here.
Yeah, they do. Thinking of gate speed, the 3 down by the east side, Harrison Levan is going to drive for Tisha Symes. She has 5 of 7 this year on the board for $11,000. Only had 5 starts as a 2-year-old. $3,800 made last year. She already has a mark of 55-4 at Northfield, which is a half-mile track. She's been at Northfield and at fairs and likes to be on the front end. Let's go up to Ayers for the post parade.
Here are the horses for the upcoming 6th race, today's 6th and final. Make sure you are here tomorrow for a harness racing action, 11 o'clock post time. Purse of $13,196. 3-year-old filly Pacers, 1 Judge Me Again, Clifton Bell. 2 Legendary L, Hank Levan. 3 down by the east side, driver change to Harrison Levan. 4 Ella Joe, Ronnie Gillespie. 5 She's Bubbly, make the driver Tyler Rush. 6 Midnight Western, driver change to Brady Clemens. And the 7 Fear the Hammer, driver change Pierce Henry in the sulky. Harrison Levan on 3, Tyler Rush on 5, Brady Clemens on 6, Pierce Henry on 7.
All right, back to our 4-horse Ella Joe. Ron Gillespie trains and drives this filly by Racing Hill, looking to go back-to-back. Her last start at Oak Harbor was a win, although she got away for her. She did not go wire-to-wire on that one. 9 seasonal starts, 3 wins, 1 second, and 1 third-place finish to make over $12,000. Just a couple years ago, she was a $12,000 purchase out of the Buckeye Classic. She has done more than make it back. She actually started with the Jeff Nysonger stable, and I think Ronnie bought her towards the later part of last year, so she's been with him for quite some time.
Yeah, it looks like that she had made quite a bit of money last year as well.
She did.
So
She did on the, I believe it was mostly just the fair circuit.
fair circuit,
Yep.
yeah, 17 starts. All right, let's go on to the 5. She's Bubbly. Sorry, I was listening to him. She's Bubbly. Ron Seck. This is a new addition to their barn. They like to say she's an Ohio girl, but she did trade down in Jersey. Andy and Julie are good friends with Ron and Kyla. So they had no idea. The one that they were bidding on in Lexington, they were bidding on against her, and they won. So Andy Miller stable owns with Georgia Green this 3-year-old lather up filly. She only had 2 starts last year. She had little experience at 2 due to some soundness issues. Andy, Julie, Tyler, and Olivia worked very hard to get this filly back into training. She did have trouble racing at Tioga and Chester due to the preferences. So this filly has only 4 starts this year, and she has $4,500 made. So hopefully the $38,000 Lexington Select Sale purchase can get some stuff done.
And Brady Clemens is listed now on the 6, Midnight Western for David Warnstaff. This little thing looked like it had some bad luck. It's tried to drop into multiple fairs, but scratched for a multitude of different things. Most recently at Bucyrus was the first seasonal win. Had a 3rd and 159-4.
Fear the Hammer, Tisha Lohman sends out for Pierce Henry. This is a 3-year-old Fear the Dragon filly. Only 5 starts, 2 on the board.
Here is Ayers with the call of the final.
She's Bubbly is on a break. They're off and pacing. Legendary L tries for the lead. Judge Me Again, maintaining the rail advantage as they move around the turn. Out there to be next is a Midnight Queen. Ella Joe is over there on the outside as they will straighten away to the back stretch. And the leader, Judge Me Again. Legendary L wants the early top spot and takes it. It's Ella Joe who's there in third, pacing fourth, Midnight Western. In there to be next, down by the east side, then it's Fear the Hammer. The trailer, She's Bubbly, 28-4, the opening quarter. And out there with the lead, it's Legendary L. Legendary L has just been beaten up on him thus far this year and leads him again today. Judge Me Again in second. Ella Joe is in third. Over there fourth is a Midnight Western. Over there next is down by the east side. To the outside now is Fear the Hammer. And the trailer, She's Bubbly. They went by the half, being led by Legendary L, 57-4. Judge Me Again is there in second. Ella Joe is peeking to the outside for Ronnie Gillespie third as they straighten away to the backstretch. And here comes Ella Joe up and after Legendary L. Legendary L leads them out there a half a length. Ella Joe on the outside. Out there next is a Fear the Hammer. Inside Judge Me Again. They move by 3/4 in and around the final turn. 126-4. Inside Legendary L by a nose. On the outside is Ella Joe. These two right there together as they come to the top of the stretch. They slug it out on top. Ella Joe on the outside may have the lead. Inside Legendary L is battling back. Legendary L, Ella Joe gets up to get there. Legendary L and Fear the Hammer. 156, 1/5.
I think hold on. That was a wicked fast mile. We said that this group could do it. Yeah,
all age pace is, so they tied the track record in 56-1.
Oh, I thought it was slower than that. But hey, that was still a great mile put in. I have pacing record here at Marysville is 55-3.
Okay, you're right, because in 2018 mine was 56-1. Sorry.
We still were knocking on the door. There was a nice performance put on by our fillies, a very good race to close us out here for day one of Marysville. I believe it was unofficial 4-2-7-1 across the wire. Ron Gillespie doubles up as a driver and a trainer.
Yes.
Here this afternoon and shuts out Legendary L, who had at least 6 in a row before this.
Yeah, she was super tough, and she put up quite a few fractions there. 28-4. You know, she had quarter pole moved. 57-4, 126-4. So she, her little legs were moving fast. I had mentioned earlier, you know, for her to have 7 wins in a row, she is tiny, but she is mighty. So those are my favorite kind of fillies to watch as well. Ella Joe gets her 4th win of the year for Mr. Gillespie. Looks like his crew is meeting him in the winner's circle. Let's take it up to Ayers.
Back in front of the stands after winning race number 6. Number 4, Ella Joe. Ella Joe, a 3-year-old brown filly by Racing Hill. And a Cinderella Story by Always a Virgin. Owned by Stephen Butler and Eric Butler. Ronnie Gillespie trains. Ronnie Gillespie, the winning driver, 156-1. Judge Me Again 4th, Legendary L 2nd, down by the east side 7th. Ella Joe the winner, She's Bubbly 6th, Midnight Western 5th, Fear the Hammer was 3rd. 4-2-7-1-6-5, 3 on the bottom, 28-4, 57-4, 126-4, 156-1. And with that, we wrap it up for today's portion of the harness racing action.
Nice and quick and easy. In an hour and a half, we've got 6 fantastic races in here at Marysville. And just in time, go get yourself some lunch and then hop right back on our broadcast. Mount Vernon will be kicking off, I believe it is Phillies first at 1 p.m. No, I lied. It is Colts first at Mount Vernon at 1 p.m. And then Mount Vernon will come back for the Philly card at 6. And in between there, we should have Tiffin as well come back at 6 p.m. So plenty of Ohio harness racing to go around here today.
On this fine Monday, yes, ma'am.
Well, I am not back here tomorrow. Jasmine, are you here tomorrow?
I am not.
So-
I'm actually not here. I'm not back with you guys until Xenia.
Until Xenia. So end of the
Yeah.
month. End of the month.
End of the month, yeah.
End of the
There's Wednesday, Thursday that week. So unless I get a phone call from Jenna and she's like, help me.
But regardless, I say there's plenty of racing action to go around. Next place I'm at should be Sydney tomorrow night. So from all of us at OHHA, I am Ashley Daly. We will see you at a track real soon.
At Ohio State's Galbraith Equine Center, our veterinary champions are here for your champions 24/7, 365 days a year, providing advanced specialty care for sports horses from all stages and disciplines. Our expert team of boarded surgeons and sports medicine and rehabilitation specialists, together with veterinary cardiologists, internal medicine, and ophthalmologists, make our hospital your best resource for all sports horse performance issues. The Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center's Galbraith Equine Hospital. Call us today at 614-292-6661.
Do you want your horse to shine in the winner's circle? Feed DAC Oil. It makes a world of difference.
Own a little and love it a lot. TheStable.ca is an award-winning fractional ownership operation. Buy as little as 1% of a racehorse and experience 100% of the thrill. TheStable.ca makes ownership easy, accessible, and affordable. Communication and customer service are at the heart of everything we do. Get started at TheStable.ca.